If you feel like a broken record, reminding your teen over and over again, you're not alone. And you're not wrong. Teens with ADHD do need a lot of reminders. But if you want a different outcome, you've got to deliver those reminders differently. Today, I'm giving you 3 ways to support your teen so that your reminders don't land as nagging, as well as 2 trusted systems you can plug in at home to reduce the reminding and foster more independent task completion. I'm Annie Adjen, a certified ADHD coach. I work with teenagers, college students, and all of their parents to help them understand ADHD, manage it really well, and ultimately leverage its many gifts. First, let's explore why verbal reminders don't work. Telling or reminding your teen what to do is often ineffective because of weak working memory. The ADHD brain is often slower in processing. We know they're very easily distracted, and poor auditory reception can really be an issue as well. These are all common in ADHD, and these factors stack the odds against your teen hearing you, let alone remembering what you've said. Now, add in individuation. Individuation is that developmental process of teens pulling away from their parents to prove that they can handle life on their own. They want to be more independent, and essentially, that means that they don't appreciate being told what to do, especially by their parent, because they think they're supposed to already know what to do. ADHD teens aren't ready to do life solo, but still they're going to resist help because they're wired to seek independence. Even your loving reminders sound like judgment, verbal proof that they can't cut it in the adult world that they so desperately seek to enter. While their bodies push for independence, ADHD delays those executive functions by as much as 2, 3, sometimes 5 years. Your teen still needs you as their scaffold to their prefrontal cortex. First, the most important place to start is with a predictable routine. One of the most underrated but powerful tools for managing ADHD is to set a steady routine. With practice, the household and school week routines reduce the need for so many reminders. For school days, collaborate with your teenager to create a simple after-school routine. You can use one of those large desktop paper calendars, and it can stay on the breakfast counter or in another designated central place. Or you can also opt for a shared family Google Calendar. Ask your teen what they think, what they want to use, and ask them how much time do you need to decompress right after school? Which hours do you want to time block for homework? Do you want to do your chores before or after homework? And then also block out the days and times that they might work an after-school job or have their sports. It could look something like this. 4 to 5 p.m., relax, decompress, get a healthy snack, maybe some phone time. 5 to 6 p.m., dedicated homework in that dedicated space with Pomodoro timers. 6 to 7 p.m., chores, dinner time. 9 p.m., get ready for bed, nighttime routine, screens off, maybe a TV show episode together with mom and dad. And then 10 p.m., lights out. The more consistent the practice, the more these routines become the default wiring in your teenager's brain. Habits are far more successful than reminders, and habituated routines give teenagers with ADHD the sense that they are more successfully self-governing and relying on mom and dad less. Very important. Word to the wise, summertime brings a well-deserved break and also brings much more open time, downtime that's just going to get frittered away. So without some kind of schedule, especially during summer months, nagging's going to return fast. Just remember, setting and following a routine at home 7 days a week is key in managing so many of the ADHD symptoms. You don't have to be militant about it. In fact, spontaneous plans, those are also good for brain training and fun. But know that on the whole, our routine provides psychological steadiness to teenagers. They need that. It reduces conflict. It reduces behavioral challenges. And it will dramatically reduce the need for reminders and eradicate your nagging. I work with a lot of families in my coaching that have very erratic schedules with no semblance of a pattern or predictable routine. And their kids, they don't know if they're coming or going. They are unsteady. It's very disruptive. And it's often because the literature tells us that if a teenager has ADHD, then they most likely have a parent who also has ADHD, or maybe both parents. So if you, mom or dad, if you have ADHD, setting and adhering to a routine might be really hard for you. So get help from your spouse, a friend, a coach. You need structure too. Okay, once you have your routine in place, I want you to focus on replacing words with systems. We know that verbal reminders do not work. They feel personal and convicting to your teen. Written reminders do work. So I have 2 written reminder systems to deliver your reminders for you so that they land neutrally for your teen. The most preferred reminder system of the families that I coach with is Post-its. Write 1 reminder per Post-it, stick it in a designated place, usually the refrigerator or the teenager's bathroom mirror, or both. Remember to collaborate with your teen to customize the system and all systems. Otherwise, you're not going to have their buy-in. So ask them, where do you want me to place these Post-it reminders so that they'll work for you? When the task is done, your teen removes that Post-it note and they're going to throw it away. If it's gone, that tells the parent that the task has been completed. Some teenagers carry the Post-its with them until they finish that task to improve their recall and working memory. The second system is time blocking in a notebook. I really love Cal Newport's time blocking notebook. Time blocking is the process of assigning a block of time in a calendar like this to a specific task. And this spiral notebook makes it really, really easy. Have your teen time block chores, tasks, homework, and then cross them out as they complete each one. Pro tip, only time block 2 or 3 things a day, at least when you begin, so that you don't overwhelm your teenager. And remember, you're going to need to work in some accountability measures. So be sure to ask for evidence, not just verbal confirmation of crossing off items. It's important that you get them accustomed to showing their work. So instead of saying, hey, did you walk the dog this afternoon? Have them text you a picture of walking the dog. This is going to help you prevent inviting the lie, because ADHD brains are liable to take the path of least resistance, which often leads to unintended fibs, especially at the end of a day after school when they're really tired and willpower is low. Parents sometimes say, Coach Annie, these are great ideas, but my teen forgets to look at the Post-its, or my teenager isn't using the notebook. Of course that's the case. That's textbook ADHD. You absolutely must assume these systems aren't gonna work until they become a habit. So you're gonna have to train the systems to become habits. Do it this way. Check it together daily. Check it multiple times a day together. Always start the reminder systems together. Don't expect they're going to initiate it themselves. Praise their efforts. Cross off tasks together. Thank them for participating. Ask them which system they like. How do they wish to customize it? Continue to provide scaffolding. The key to scaffolding for a new skill is to do it together over and over until they show you they've got it at 80%. And then you know that you can pull away. If you don't help build the habit, you're going to end up nagging them about the system that's meant to stop your nagging. Other parents say, my teenager insists on only doing digital calendars and digital systems for reminders. Look, nothing is more effective for the ADHD brain than a physical system, a planner, a list, a notebook, real paper. But if your teenager really prefers technology, work with them. Keep in mind the ADHD brain is interest-based, not duty-based. So they're going to buy in much more if it's their idea, their preferred mechanism. Digital tools aren't as effective as physical ones, so you're going to need to add in extra layers of accountability and structure. If they want text reminders, then require a thumbs up emoji in response to every text that you send, every reminder that you send, and you're going to have to help them build that habit. Don't assume that the task is ever done unless you've seen evidence to support it. So require a texted photo of that completed task, or even a short video capture. Set a time frame. Let them know you expect that the task will be completed within the hour, for example. Digital systems can work, but they must still be trained, practiced, and clearly defined. Finishing a task, especially a non-preferred task, is a lot harder for the ADHD brain. But when we scaffold and support teens with effective systems, they're far more likely to comply and complete necessary tasks. And the great news is that when they finish any hard task, big or small, they experience a dopamine release in their brain and even increased levels of serotonin. And that good feeling incentivizes them to do that action again and again. This is necessary training for the ADHD brain. When a teen exerts effort, they not only earn dopamine, but if you, their parent, praises them for their efforts, it helps build their capacity for taking on an even harder task next time. And remember, practicing these systems, Post-its, notebooks, time blocking, timers, planners, calendars, body doubling, it isn't just about getting things done. It's how ADHD teens develop the executive functioning skills that their brains naturally lack. You don't need to nag your teen into action. You just need systems that work, so they take the action. I love this quote from James Clear in his book Atomic Habits. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. Your teen needs tools, strategies, and science-based systems that are going to improve their ADHD and that they can take along with them to school, college, career, and beyond. Because mom and dad, your reminders aren't going to be around them forever. If you found this useful, please subscribe. I drop new tools every week to help you and your teen manage ADHD and leverage its many gifts. If there's something specific that you're struggling with, comment down below and I'll respond or make a video just for you. I'm wishing you all A's in all your parenting endeavors.